Barely reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Good morning, and welcome to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection. We're coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Madeline, and I'm here with Barb, and today we'll be talking about, you guessed it, everything holistic. We're really glad you've joined us today. We're sure you will find today's topic not only interesting, but informative as well. Hello, and welcome to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Barb.
And we will be talking about, you guessed it, everything holistic. We're here with you every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. Happy Saturday, of course. We're glad you joined us today, and we want to thank everyone who listened to our previous shows and contacted the Place of Spiritual Wisdom for information about available services. The Place of Spiritual Wisdom is a psychic, spiritual, and holistic wellness center located in Sun City, just south of Grand Avenue on 103rd Avenue. We're in the two-story Sun City Professional Building at 12630 North 103rd Avenue in Suite 244. We're on the second floor, accessible by elevator and stairs. Besides classes and events, we also have a retail shop, a lending library, and meeting and classrooms available for rent. And we're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 4. With other hours by appointment. The phone number there is 623-583-1330. If you'd like more information about our spiritual center, you can also go to the website, theplaceofspiritualwisdom.com, and our events are listed in our calendar. The Place is a safe place for spiritually minded people to gather, socialize, and network, and our psychics and mediums are also available for private sessions, parties, and large events. Tomorrow, we'll have our Science of Mind study group at 11. On Tuesday at 10, we have our Course of Miracles discussion group. And on Thursday at 11 in the morning, we'll host the Women's of Wisdom in the Northwest Valley Social Support and Networking meeting. On Thursday, I will be teaching a class on numerology basics at 1. And at 6:30, we'll have our Reiki Rendezvous Reiki Share session for Reiki practitioners. And just a reminder that every Friday at 10 in the morning, we have our Coffee and Cosmic Conversation, where women and men of like minds get together over coffee and snacks and discuss spiritual topics. And we do not discuss religion, politics, or taxes. So if you'd like more information now about our Coffee Fridays, you can call the Place of Spiritual Wisdom at 623-583-1330. Next Saturday, we'll have our Psychic Saturday Intuitive Fair with psychic readings, mini Reiki sessions, and aura photos. And our pet psychic will be available to read your pet. Just bring a photo of your pet. Please do not bring the pet. We love pets, but it just won't work. Just a reminder that you're listening to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection with Madeline and Barb on Independent Talk, KFNX 1100. We do have lines open to call into the show. The number here is 602-277-5369 or 1-866-536-1100. And Barbara, how about if we start off our show with our weekly words of wisdom?
All righty.
Okay, I've shuffled.
All right.
We're using the Miracles Now cards, and these are inspirational, affirmation, and life-changing tools illustrated by Gabrielle Bernstein. And Barbara has drawn her card, and okay.
Oh, this is interesting. My eyes will see what I desired. What did I pick last week? Exactly that card.
You picked it. Yes, you did.
I know.
I think
that's pretty neat. So I'll pick another one. Oh, I picked this the other week. No, I didn't. All right. When I allow others to support me, I support them too.
It's reciprocity.
Mm-hmm. Reciprocity.
Yes.
That's a good word.
That's a big, long word.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it's with pure intent, that is. You know, don't help others just to get something back.
Mm-hmm.
It's to help for the sake of helping. I like that card, too.
Yep.
And we do have a special guest today. Dr. Emil Faithe, who lives in Phoenix, is a medical intuitive. He has a bachelor's degree in biology. His doctorate degree is in pharmacy science. He's an author of several books, a noted speaker, and an expert on natural medicine and holistic wellness. Barb, why don't you tell us a little more about Dr. Emil?
Well, Dr. Emil Faithe is an internationally recognized medical intuitive, an author and speaker, and he has a practice in virtually every healthcare setting imaginable, honing his skills as a holistic expert and medical intuitive for over the past 25 years. Dr. Emil has helped thousands of people across the globe solve some of the most complicated and mysterious health puzzles imaginable. Employing his keen intuitive diagnostic skills, along with his remarkable ability to receive cues from spirit, he's able to detect organ, glandular, metabolic, and energetic imbalances and accurately determine which supplements, nutrients, and energy healing techniques are needed to restore physical and emotional harmony within the body. He gets to the bottom of health and life imbalances, period. Dr. Emil holds a BS in biology from the University of California, Irvine, and earned his doctorate in pharmacy from the University of Southern California, and is recognized as one of the top experts in natural medicine and medical intuition. Dr. Emil has a special affinity for working with the highly empathic, ultra-sensitive people of the planet, teaching them how to survive and thrive in a world that doesn't understand them. He's one of the original thought leaders of the global sensitive movement. Together with his wife, Susan, who is an energy therapist, he maintains a private practice in holistic healing and medical intuition at his World Wellness Center in Phoenix, Arizona, where he practices holistic healthcare with an intuitive edge. Wow. He is a very interesting person. We only have an hour today. You're going to have to come back about 5 times.
Let's start now.
Yes.
It's such a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Barb and Madeline. Great to be here
Yeah.
on the radio with you
Yes, and believe it or not, we have a caller who's been waiting,
already.
who
Yeah, how
knew
about
you were
that?
All
here.
right.
And we've got Janet from Avondale. Hello, Janet.
Hello.
Hi, Janet.
Hey,
How
Janet.
are you?
Hi, everyone.
How are
Thank you
you?
for taking my call. How am I?
Yes.
Well, basically wonderful, but basically not quite.
Well, what's going on? You have a question for me?
Well, yes. So if you could try to tune in to me, there's a couple of issues that I have going on. One with my ankle, and the one that seems to be more of a systemic issue within my body itself, metabolic.
Okay, before I do any readings, I want to remind everybody this is not a substitute for a visit with your medical doctor. If you're sick, go see them. For me today, though, I'm tuning in to you, Janet. Let me take a peek here and see what's happening. Now, I'm not going to cover everything. I'm just going to get a few things based on what you're telling me and what I'm feeling. You do have some gastrointestinal issues that are causing some autoimmune disorders for you. You have autoimmune going on right now. So you have your body's in a highly inflammatory state. I do feel like you have had some physical and or energetic injury to that ankle, and it's being augmented now by this hyperimmune system. So you're very acutely sensitive to, first of all, you're very sensitive, and you feel it. And you feel everybody's everything. So that's what's going on here. So what I do right now is get your gut in order. Get your gut in order.
Okay.
Digestive enzymes. I would recommend some glutamine, 500 to 1,000 milligrams twice a day. Calm the inflammation in the gut. Watch what you're eating. Get food allergy tested and realize how sensitive you really are. Because, Janet, you're picking up everybody's everything. You're deeply empathic, and you got to watch it. Figure out who you're taking home at night. It's the things you're feeling and sensing are not always about you. It's something and someone else you have taken home. So be careful with that.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any suggestions for her ankle?
Yeah. First of all, get some energy work done. Get a qualified energy worker to work on that. I feel like that energy work will work for you. Acupuncture will be very helpful. You know, the cold and hot packs, that's all nice and dandy, but I believe that this is an energy. You have some energy block in that ankle right now. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you for the advice.
You are very welcome.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Janet. And we do have lines open today.
And thank you for listening, Janet.
Yay.
Yes, 602-277-5369 or 866-536-1100. We definitely want to thank our guest, Dr. Emil Faithe, for being with us today.
My pleasure.
If you want to call into the show, please do so now. We have open lines. If you want to contact Dr. Faithe after the show, you can call him at 480-998-1588. Stay with us for more conversation with him. We're talking about holistic wellness on Everything Holistic. Independent Talk, KFNX 1100. Are you longing to be more in touch with your intuitive self? Are you searching for a direction in your spiritual journey? Are you seeking a safe place to gather with people of like minds? At the Place of Spiritual Wisdom in Sun City, we can help you find your path. We offer psychics, mediums, holistic wellness practitioners, classes, and events. For more information, call 623-583-1330. That's 623-583-1330, or go to theplaceofspiritualwisdom.com.
Hey Phoenix, the Pet Not Animal Rescue needs you. We need puppy fosters and kitty cuddlers. Can you open your homes and hearts for a few weeks to help an abandoned pet in need? We provide the food, you provide the love. Sign up today at thepetnut.com to join our foster network and help save animals with us. Or visit our adoptable pets every Saturday from 10 to 3 at the PetSmart on Frank Lloyd Wright and Scottsdale Roads. That's thepetnot.com. THEPETKNOT.com.
Get the latest in real estate news from across the valley.
Shaken, not stirred, with a dash of anything goes.
It's all on The Real Estate Show featuring the Elton Brothers on KFNX.
Tune in Thursdays at 3 p.m. on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Last year alone, there were 550 juveniles and over 1,800 adult victims of sex trafficking identified in the state of Arizona. Each day, there are over 200 prostituted people being sold online for sex in our state. There are over 300 illicit massage parlors operating as brothels in our neighborhoods. Each day, over 10,000 potential buyers shop online prostitution ads in Arizona. Even one is too many. It's simple math. If there were no buyers, there would be no business for the traffickers and no victims of human trafficking. Visit trustaz.org to get involved and see how you can help stop human trafficking in Arizona.
Hi, I'm Bruce Arians. As the former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, I know what it means to be a part of a team here in Maricopa County. I know how much can be accomplished when you're all fighting for a common goal. I encourage you to become a court-appointed special advocate and join a team of people fighting for what's in the best interest of children in foster care. Be a CASA. For more information, visit MaricopaCasa.org. MaricopaCasa.org.
Last year, the Treasury Department says that there was more millionaires and more billionaires made in the United States than in the entire history of our country put together.
The Fly Mackey Show, every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. right here on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Hello, and welcome back to Everything Holistic, the Mind-Body-Spirit Connection. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Barb.
And we're talking about, you guessed it, everything holistic. We're here with you every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. Thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us. And for those of you who have just joined us, we're talking with Dr. Emil Faithe, who is a medical intuitive and holistic wellness expert. And we have open lines. Oh, we have a caller.
Another caller.
A caller, Diana from Fountain Hills. Hello, Diana.
Good morning, Diana.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I've been having some issues for a couple of years of pain and walking. It's mostly my lower body from my waist down. And so I've recently gone to chiropractor and acupuncture. And I was doing it 3 times a week, and I felt like it was too much, and I started getting depressed and tired all the time. And I do a lot of meditation, so I was just wondering if you see anything.
Well, actually, I do. Okay, first of all, it was too much. You're way too sensitive to have that much energy thrown around in you. We're stirring up a lot of deep stuff when we do this. It's not just a physical movement of bones and tissue. You're moving emotions and energy and a lot of past trauma. But let me say that the thing that I'm feeling about you really is, and the reason it's lower, you're having mostly lower body issues and pain. I really feel like you have an overgrowth of yeast, what we call candida, in your gut. So you have in my opinion, you have a candida overgrowth. You have yeast overgrowing, and that again causes inflammation, which causes leaky gut. I've heard the term leaky gut, and that again can cause those autoimmune issues and increased sensitivity and pain. But I really feeling like this is referred pain from your gastrointestinal tract. Again, the GI tract. So many people have issues with their gut, and they're looking to the periphery, the arms, the legs, the outside themselves, when actually it's all starting there. That's the hub of the wheel of a lot of our issues. So I do feel like you have a yeast infection in your gut called candida.
And how do you get rid of that?
Well, it's a lot. It's a challenge at times because you have to change your diet a little bit. You have to use a good, strong probiotic, the good bacteria to replenish, to kind of move those negative, those pathogenic bacteria out and kill that yeast. So it takes some time. It can take 6 to 8 weeks or longer with the diet changes and using probiotics. There's also items like caprylic acid, and there are great yeast or candida formulas available at the health food store. So just get on one of them. But if they're saying it can be cured in less than a week, they're wrong. I'm sorry. It does not work that way. It's in 6 to 8 week cleanse, and you have to be diligent with your diet, and it can change your life. It's not just the pain that gets improved. Mood can be improved. Energy can be improved. Your foggy headedness will be improved. Your memory, all of that will improve when you get the yeast count down.
Okay, thank you. I'll check into that. That's one thing I hadn't thought of.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, everything happens for a reason in its own time. And Diana, you were meant to call us today because we had Dr. Emil here.
By the way, I want to tell you, I love the way you say my name, because only my mom, God bless her, would say it again, because I can't even say it that. Emil?
Emil.
My mom would say it that way. Very few people say that. It's like, wow, I'm chilled here. Mom, I hope you're here with me.
How do you
Awesome.
say it?
I loved it. Emil, like you eat a meal. But the way you say it, Madeline, is I love it. It just rolls off, and it feels so comforting. I feel like I feel home. Can I stay? Okay.
Of course. Sure. Why not? I can adopt another child. Just a reminder that you're listening to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection with Madeline and Barb on Independent Talk Radio, KFNX 1100. Our guest today is Dr. Emil Faithe, who is a medical intuitive and holistic wellness expert. We do have lines open. You can call 602-277-5369. That's 602-277-5369. How did you discover your gifts as a medical intuitive?
It took some time, guys. It did. I knew when I was very young, I knew I was different. I was the oddball, the outcast, the misfit. And these days I still am, but I get to call the shots, right? But back then I felt like a loner, and I knew that I was different. I felt things, sensed things, heard things, but I couldn't tell anybody about it. But really, when I hit the ages of, mid-30s, all of a sudden I realized I could sit in front of people, because I had some health food stores. I owned some health food stores, and they knew I was a pharmacist, and they wanted to know what supplements they could take with their prescription medicines, or maybe even in lieu of or in conjunction with. So I'd sit with these people knee to knee, and all of a sudden I'm looking, wow, what's going on? And I was seeing things, and I was seeing shadows, and I was feeling blocks, and I'm looking at them, I'm feeling their past life trauma, and I'm wanting to cry, and I'm feeling all the things they're feeling. I'm like, is this me, or is that you that I'm looking at? Where is it was overwhelming. And to this day, I have to work, as a medical intuitive, I have to work very hard as an intuitive to not take that in, to let it move through you, not into you. So, it started back in my 30s. So, and then from there, I just sat down and said, I better start a private practice here, because people really need to sit down. I need to sit down with people, knee to knee. Let's talk about what's going on.
Well, I think that's how all of us end up doing what we do. We find that we have these special gifts, and we are here to service others.
That's right.
And we do it with good intention and open hearts, and that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, that's why us ultra-sensitive, empathic people, we are programmed, genetically coded to help. That is our job. We're here to help.
What are the most common causes for physical and emotional symptoms?
Well, for the physical stuff, we already hit on a few of them. Right now, for me, most of the physical stuff is due to autoimmune issues. where the immune system attacks itself because in a backwards attempt to protect itself. And that usually starts with the fact, number one, a lot of people out there that are very sensitive, empathic, and have no clue that's what's going on. So they're ending up in doctor's offices, emergency rooms, ERs, and urgent cares, trying to figure out what's going on. Well, my mood sucks. I'm sorry. I'm anxious. I'm depressed. I can't sleep. I have pain all over. This is the classic cry of the ultra sensitive that hasn't dealt with the underlying issues. So what I'm looking for here is just making sure that the nutrients are being replenished. Most people, because of the leaky gut and the candida infection, which causes that inflammation and other infectious processes that are doing that, become nutrient deplete over time. So most people are running around with suboptimal levels of iodine, the classic ones. If you have thyroid issues, you have iodine deficiency issues. B12, B6, magnesium, potassium, these are classically low. And when that happens, the organ signatures start to dwindle and the body becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. And all of a sudden you are fatigued. You have chronic fatigue and your mood is not good and all of that.
Well, I don't think people realize how important the digestive system is.
It is everything.
And everybody thinks it's in their mind. They're imagining things, but it really starts in the gut.
Right. And remember now about the gut-mind connection. There's a big deal, right? All of a sudden, finally, after all of these decades, they're connecting mood disorder with gut disorder. So when you heal the gut, you can improve your mood, and that's where it really starts.
I've actually heard it said that the gut is the second brain or the more important brain.
Correct.
Yeah.
Your mind is just your mind is responding to the rest of the body. It's not in my opinion, in most cases, it's not a primary mind issue. It's not a primary mind disorder. It's a secondary issue caused by something else.
Well, what I like about your approach is getting away from the chemicals. All of these chemicals we take are treating things. They're treating the symptoms, but they're not getting to the root cause of the problem. And it's better to eliminate the problem to begin with than just continue feeding it and aggravating other parts of the body.
Well, you hit it right on the head, Madeline. That's exactly right. We're treating symptoms, we're repressing them, suppressing them, and actually making things worse because now we're stuffing things in our body, not just the chemicals, but all the emotions, the energy, the tears and the crying and the emoting that needs to take place is not taking place, and that's where the real healing begins. And that's why energy healing is important. That's why emoting and speaking out is so important. So yes, it's true. We don't want to suppress things. We want to let things go because what we hold on to eventually makes us sick. That's where it's at.
Exactly.
Yes, and I've been an anti-chemical nut for decades.
Well, there is a place. Let's be clear about this from my perspective. There is a place for the prescription medications.
Sure.
They can be life-saving, but for long-term use, we need to be open to other options because we're not fixing that underlying cause. It's all there. You can correct those and feel better naturally.
And of course, you do see patients.
I do.
And they can go to your World Wellness Center.
Correct.
And of course, we want to give out your phone number. It's 480-998-1588. And you're welcome to help people.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're all here for. And that's why we have this show, to inform people about the different things that are available that they may never have thought about.
Wonderful.
We want to talk also when we come back about your books.
Okay.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're talking with Dr. Emil Faithe about holistic wellness. Again, we do have lines open today, 602-277-5369. We will be going to break, but we're going to come back with so much more to ask Dr. Emil. And I wanted him to talk about his books because he has several wonderful readings out there that you need to be aware of. So we're going to break now. We will be back. Stay with us for more conversation with our guest, Dr. Emil Faithe, who is a medical intuitive and holistic wellness expert. You're listening to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection on Independent Talk, KFNX 1100.
News you won't get anywhere else. Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Fair and balanced. Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Now that the federal government shutdown has ended, talks are getting underway on border security. Correspondent Sarah Westwood.
The spin from Trump aides and allies is that perhaps now Democrats, who all along have cited the shutdown as their reason for not negotiating on the wall, could perhaps come to the table. But Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said that Democrats are still against the wall. That's the position they've maintained throughout this entire shutdown.
A polar vortex will descend on the U.S. with potentially life-threatening brutal cold. Meteorologist Allison Chinchar.
The one thing to point out, the 65 million people looking at temperatures at or below zero. Next week, you're looking at a total of over 200 million people with temperatures at or below freezing. For some perspective, that's 3/4 of the nation's population.
Record-setting cold is possible in the Midwest and Great Lakes region with wind chills of 40 below zero. Heavy snow is also possible Sunday into Monday. I'm Ann Cates.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center for this afternoon, sun continues with a high near 71. Mostly clear overnight tonight with a low of 45. Sunny for the day tomorrow and a high near 73. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy and a low of 47. And sunshine Monday with a high of 73. And I'm John Stevenson from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 59 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Are you longing to be more in touch with your intuitive self? Are you searching for a direction in your spiritual journey? Are you seeking a safe place to gather with people of like minds? At the Place of Spiritual Wisdom in Sun City, we can help you find your path. We offer psychics, mediums, holistic wellness practitioners, classes, and events. For more information, call 623-583-1330. That's 623-583-1330. Or go to theplaceofspiritualwisdom.com.
Upper Crust Pizza Patio and Wine Bar is the Valley's hotspot, whether you are considering a fun, casual dinner of pizza, wings, and salad with your whole family, or an intimate evening out, just you and your significant other. But during football season, Upper Crust adds to the mix, airing all the Ohio State Buckeyes games and the NFL. Plus, you can take advantage of happy hour 7 days a week. Check out Upper Crust tonight, located on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. And for delivery or takeout, uppercrustwinebar.com.
Nothing hurts my mom, but she showed anyway. She'd always say, you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. But she thought that meant she had to do it on her own. We were trained to help others, but there's strength in finding help for yourself too. We're in this together.
The VA Women Veterans Call Center connects veterans with personalized information on VA services that can make a difference. Call 1-855-VA-WOMEN or visit www.womenshealth.va.gov.
Hi, the Charlie Gracie Radio Show is broadcasting live on Mondays at 11 a.m. from Phoenix, Arizona on 1100 a.m. KFNX Independent Talk. And we're streaming live online at the same time. Our show provides you with information from all types of businesses that will be calling in, along with professionals in a variety of different backgrounds. Tune in and join us on Mondays at 11 a.m.
If you missed the Dana Show, you missed this.
First off, no responsible parent brings their kid to a violent riot, especially when you've seen all of these people throw projectiles, etc. Why would you endanger your precious children by bringing them with a violent mob? And people who want asylum, they don't make this desire known by throwing projectiles.
Dana Lash, afternoons at 12 p.m. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Hello and welcome back to Everything Holistic, the Mind-Body-Spirit Connection. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Barb.
And we're talking about, you guessed it, Everything Holistic. And we're here with you every Saturday morning at 11. Thank you for joining us today. If you've just turned in, we've tuned in. There. We're talking with Dr. Emil Faithe, who is a medical intuitive and holistic wellness expert. We do have open lines if you want to call in and ask a question, 602-277-5369. I do want to mention that the music you're hearing on our show was composed and performed by Barb.
Yeah,
who
you
is a
are.
very gifted musician. She's a psychic intuitive and an intuitive music healer. She's recorded some of her music, which is channeled, and CDs are available for sale. So if you want more information, please call the Place of Spiritual Wisdom at 623-583-1330.
Thank you, Madeline.
You're welcome. I think we need to talk more about leaky gut.
Oh
We
dear.
want to talk about leaky guts.
Yes.
'Cause guess what? You have one, all of you, to
Yes.
some degree.
And we're doing this before lunch.
Well, we'll plug it up with food. No, it doesn't work that way, though. Well, that leaky gut thing, it's a big deal because leaky gut just means that the nutrients you're consuming, assuming you're actually eating correctly, which is usually not the case, but assuming you are, the foods you eat are not getting into the cells. They're slipping through the cells in the gut and getting right into the bloodstream, where the bloodstream and the body sees the food as a foreign object. What does it do then? The whole immune system says, I'm going to get you, and now you're in an inflammatory state. We don't want it.
We have a caller.
Okay.
We have
Oh, my.
Anna from Tempe. Good morning, Anna.
Hey, Anna.
Hi, good morning. I'm not really sure what to ask, but just a little bit of background. I've had a lot of stress my entire life with episodes of some stress-free. And at the age of 55, I'm trying to make a career for myself. I'm alone and by myself and trying to start at the bottom of a career ladder with employment. And I am just not feeling well. Having to do with harassment at work and trying to break out of that and find another job. I'm trying to take vitamins, trying to see that I'm healthy, but it just doesn't seem to be working. Any advice you might have would be appreciated.
Wow. First of all, you, as I tune into your energy fields, Anna, you are an extreme ultra sensitive. You're an empathic person. You've
Yes,
taken on.
I am.
Yeah.
I've been told that.
You have taken on so much junk from everywhere you've been, and you've been misunderstood, you've been ignored, you've been ridiculed, you've been one of those people that it's my life, the story of my life, the same thing. This is what we tend to go through. Now, right now, you're dealing with, I'm sorry to say this, but there's some self-esteem issues here that need to be managed. You are great. You are brilliant. And the problem is that the society tends to give us just the opposite message. You're not that good. We don't need you. You're not important. So that's something that I want you to work on from an energetic and emotional standpoint. I would say to you that you are protein deficient, you're dehydrated, your kidneys are a little off, your hormones are not correct either. Okay, so
Correct.
we really.
You're absolutely correct.
Okay,
Of
so
course.
I want you to really work on those issues. The issue here is that because of your extreme sensitivity, it doesn't take much to deplete everything. And as ultra-sensitive empathic people, we burn through nutrients at an enormous rate, even by sitting still. So right now, what I would focus on, Anna, is really getting your nutrients replenished. Get yourself on a good multiple vitamin, get a protein shake, and start eating protein throughout the day. Use a protein shake in addition to that. You're also magnesium deplete, you're iodine deficient, you're low in B12, by the way, and there's a few other things going on. But all of this is fully correctable. You're an amazing soul. And by the way, if someone hasn't already told you, you are a healer. So start looking in that field. Now, I wouldn't jump into the hospital situation because that'll be really intense for somebody like you. It just about killed me when I did hospital for 25 years. So, but I see you as a healer. You have been a healer. You are a healer. And I would work your way into the alternative healing field. This is where I see you going.
Thank you very much. And you're spot on.
He definitely is. And I would like to just chime in with, you need to put protection up. You need to be able to ground yourself every day before you leave the house. Imagine a pink bubble around you, encasing you and protecting you from the energies that you don't want. And when you come back, brush off all of the energies, vision that the bubble is open, and relax. But there is so much stress in this world today. You have to determine what you're going to be stressed about. And we can go on and on and on about that. But you need to take care of yourself because you can't take care of anyone else unless you do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for calling, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Nice day. Thank you.
Just a reminder that you're listening to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection with Madeline and Barb on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. And our guest today is Dr. Emil Faithe, who is a medical intuitive and holistic wellness expert. We do have lines open. Give us a call at 602-277-5369.
I got a question.
Yeah, sure.
What exactly does it mean to be an ultra sensitive empath?
Ah, what a great question.
Here's
Well,
the book. He's got a book about
That's the
it.
book. The You Are Sensitive. That's the second edition there, the one you want to get. But what it means really is that we feel everything, and it doesn't take much to throw us off. We feel the energies of people, places, and things, and we feel it deeply. And it affects us deeply, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. It doesn't just mean, oh, I'm sensitive to perfume, which you are.
Right.
It doesn't just mean I get a tummy ache when I eat wheat and gluten and strawberries, by the way, one of the worst things you could possibly eat. Delicious, but most people are allergic to that. It doesn't just mean you have food allergies, but it means you're wired differently,
And does
genetically coded differently.
And does it also entail being emotionally sensitive to things that are directed at you?
Absolutely. We take things we take things personally because we come in with this agenda, whether conscious or not, that we are here to help. We are programmed to help, as I mentioned earlier. So when people don't like our help or when we feel slighted in some way, we take that very deeply and personally because we've come in. What do you mean you don't want my help? That's what you're feeling. So, yeah, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
It is a big deal. But there's a lot to it. There's a lot of things that affect, everything affects us. And remember that everything on this planet has an energy signature. So we have to be careful about all vibrations, whether it's a living or non-living thing. We are exquisitely sensitive. We don't like to watch suffering. We can't stand it. It makes us it really throws us off, especially the suffering of people, but really for most people, especially the suffering of animals. Even insects. Lately, I can't kill any fleas. I can't kill any ants. I can't eat. I can barely take a weed of grass out of the yard anymore because it bothers me. And this has grown deeper and deeper as I've evolved and become more and more sensitive. So we don't like suffering. We deeply don't like suffering, and it really affects us.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, let's talk about your book.
Let's do. Well, it really is a story of my life, and basically it was channeled through me, about me. I guess everything's really channeled if you think about it.
Right.
But it's really a guide, a life guide for those people who've always thought, if you always thought you were different from the others, guess what? You were right. So growing up, as I mentioned earlier, as a loner, as an oddball, as the black sheep of the family, no one understood me. I understood them perfectly. I got the whole thing right away, but they couldn't figure out what I was about. I am completely different than my siblings. My parents tried desperately to help me and love me deeply and did everything they could, but guess what? All the blood tests and all the testing was normal, but I wasn't feeling normal.
Okay.
So the book came of this. It's really about learning how to survive and thrive as one of these exquisitely sensitive, empathic individuals. It's your lifeline.
And you have other books, too, that you've written.
I do have other books. I have the book Hormone Lies and Thyroid Misunderstandings. You always thought that you got information that may not be correct about your thyroid and hormones. And if your thyroid and hormones are still not better after being on these medications, prescription medications, that's the book that gets it squared away, the truth about what's really going on in your body and how to correct it.
And what's the name of that book again?
Hormone Lies and Thyroid Misunderstandings. So many people have thought, when you asked earlier, what are the main issues I see out there when I'm looking at individuals, but the gut, the GI tract, candida, but hormone and thyroid issues are the plague of the planet. Everyone seems to have them, and no one really seems to be correcting them, despite the use of prescription medications in many cases. In fact, in many cases, things get worse if you're not really careful.
Ooh, we do have a caller. I know we're going to be going to break in a few moments, but we do have Pamela calling from Tempe. We like hearing from people on the east side of the valley.
Okay.
She'll probably have to wait till after our
Right.
commercial
If you
break.
don't mind holding
Don't
on,
hang up.
Pamela, please hang on, and we will get to you. We value every person who calls in because everyone has something that we can help you with. So, I know you will hold on. I know that. And of course, we have all the lines after her, 602-277-5369. We do have Dr. Emil Faithe with us today. He is a medical intuitive and holistic wellness expert. We're going to be having more conversation with him, and I know we're not going to have enough time today because this is a topic that we can really go on and on about. But stay with us for more conversations. Stay with us, Pamela. We'll be back in a few moments. Independent Talk, KFNX 1100. Are you longing to be more in touch with your intuitive self? Are you searching for a direction in your spiritual journey? Are you seeking a safe place to gather with people of like minds? At the Place of Spiritual Wisdom in Sun City, we can help you find your path. We offer psychics, mediums, holistic wellness practitioners, classes, and events. For more information, call 623-583-1330. That's 623-583-1330. Or go to theplaceofspiritualwisdom.com.
Come chill and get your fill at Arena Sports Grill. Arena Sports Grill is your home for Nebraska-Cornhusker football and the National Football League. Watch all your favorite sports, plus off-track wagering with the Ponies. Arena even caters to the night owls with breakfast on the weekends till 2. NFL Mondays and Thursdays are packed with happy hour specials daily till 7 and other incredible drink and food specials. It's Arena Sports Grill, 64th Street in Bell, North Scottsdale's friendly sports bar since 1998.
Do you have IRS tax problems? Are they keeping you up at night? If your tax problems are affecting your family life, you need to know you have options. Call Ted Watkins, enrolled agent before IRS, the tax expert who will handle your case. We negotiate settlements with the IRS, the Arizona Department of Revenue, as well as prepare past due tax returns. Call us at 602-363-1952 or 602-418-7308.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
In the wake of a hurricane, your monetary donation can make a huge difference to those in need. To donate, visit supporthurricanerelief.org. That's supporthurricanerelief.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Don't you understand how this works? Socialism is a great system until you run out of other people's money. This is how it works. You need an incentive to get to work every day.
The Savage Nation with Michael Savage, afternoons at 5 p.m. right here on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Ready for some furry fun? Visit the Furry Friends Festival. Fun for your dog, kids, and everyone. 60 vendors include rescue groups with dogs and cats for adoption. Bring your dog to run the lure course or take the Canine Good Citizen test. See disc dogs and search and rescue demos. Shop the vendors and have a fun day with your friends. Saturday, January 19th, 10 to 3. St. Louis the King Catholic Church, Glendale. On Facebook, Furry Friends Festival.
Do you want to get the word out about what you do? Join me, Carol Blonder, on Networking Arizona, Tuesdays and Fridays from 3 to 5 p.m. right here on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Networking, it makes a difference.
Being ultra sensitive. Okay.
Hello and welcome back to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Barb.
And we're talking about, you guessed it, Everything
Holistic.
And we're here with you every Saturday morning at 11. We have with us Dr. Emil Faithe, who is a medical intuitive and holistic wellness expert. If you want to call in, we're at 602-277-5369. And we do have Pamela from Tempe, who has been patiently waiting. And we do apologize, but we have to do what we have to do. Thank you for calling, Pamela. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me on. This is great.
How can I help you?
It's kind of
Pam?
one of those things. I've been thinking about what I've been going through with the doctor. Every time I go to the doctor and they do an EKG, they want me to go and have an all-day test. And then, of course, they want to put me on statin drugs and stuff, and I'm just not wanting to. And so I don't see any problem. I have great blood pressure. My energy's good. And I don't know if this is just a heart thing that I was just born with or, leave well enough alone, or I don't think it's a big problem.
One of the first things I'm noticing, Pam, is that your potassium levels are low, your magnesium levels are low. Even if your blood tests are correct, I would start some potassium, magnesium, about 100 milligrams of each, for roughly speaking, a day, and that will help. I do feel like you're low in nutrients. You are nutrient depleted. You have some gastrointestinal issues, leaky gut, the classic stuff. You have some candida overgrowth, and you are, again, a sensitive person. And again, there are varying degrees of sensitivity. I would say you're pretty darn sensitive. So you need to get that taken care of. I feel like your adrenal glands are a little low. You may have energy, but I feel like your cortisol levels are a little high. And I feel like I really want to watch, just so you know, if not now, but later, please watch for blood sugar changes. I feel like right now you're hypoglycemic. I feel like your blood sugars actually drop too low sometimes because we don't have enough protein intake. So I do feel like that is occurring. But as far as the heart, again, I'm not here to diagnose it, but I would tell you that for sure you are low in potassium and magnesium, and deficiencies there can cause issues with the heart. So can deficiencies in iodine, and that is definitely playing in as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would start by doing low doses of iodine as potassium iodide. Take it as potassium iodide, about 100 to 200 micrograms per day.
Micrograms.
And a little bit of selenium with that. Selenium, about 200 micrograms per day. And some magnesium, potassium. You should start seeing some improvement. And I would just make sure you get plenty of protein in there.
Okay, that's great. And protein from meat and just regular. I eat lots of eggs.
Yeah, that's all good. Eggs are great. Don't let them talk you into eggs and cholesterol problems. There's no connection there. I'm sorry. There's nothing. If there are cholesterol issues, it's a liver issue, and you do have some liver stress. So I don't really feel like that's a major issue for you. But I'm not telling you not to follow your doctor's advice. I'm giving you mine today.
Yes, I totally understand. But what you said really makes sense to what my own thinking is. And I'm glad you just confirmed that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Well, thank you so much for waiting, Pamela. We're really glad you called in.
Hey, Pamela, how'd you hear about us? How'd you hear about us? How did you hear about us, Pam?
I don't believe in coincidences. I'm turning the dial because the other
another
program
one.
wasn't there.
You're not the you're not the first person that's told us that they were just flipping through the channels and all of a sudden heard us. So that is great. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, just a reminder.
I will from now on too.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a reminder, you're listening to Everything Holistic, the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection with Madeline and Barb on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. And our guest today is Dr. Emil Faithe. We do have time for another caller. If someone wants to call in, it's 602-277-5369. Let's get back to the ultrasensitive empath. And what are the symptoms so people can identify with this?
Well, first of all, most ultrasensitive empaths are not anything like their family or friends. As we talked about, outcast, misfit, ridiculed, overlooked, ignored. That's the story right there. You're ultra diligent, ultra capable. You often suffer from chronic fatigue, which is a classic hallmark sign for sure that you're an ultrasensitive individual. It doesn't take much to drain our energy. And as you've heard, our nutrients. We're considered the black sheep of the family in many cases. We often suffer from hypoglycemia and protein deficiency and nutrient deficiency, and this needs to be corrected. Ultrasensitives tend to have a deep appreciation for the arts, the fine arts, everything psychic, occult, music. This is something we're drawn to. Everything out there, that's our gig, and we dig it. You oftentimes feel like we're leaving our body. Do you ever feel like you're leaving your body? Well, we do leave our body when we sleep. But I know many in ultrasensitives, me included, where we leave our body during the day and they have to work really hard to stay focused. Otherwise, many refer to themselves as space cadets. We're foggy-headed. We can't stay focused. We have memory issues from time to time. And guess what? I would say to you that's generally normal once we take care of all the deficiencies. That's something that many ultrasensitives have to live with. And we are easily disrupted by all sources of energy, including EMF, electromagnetic fields, Wi-Fi, high power lines, anything that intersects our aura, our energy field affects us deeply. It's not just people, it's things as well. So that's just some of the things and the symptoms that ultrasensitives are faced with and can feel and recognize through their lifetime.
And what do you suggest that people do about this when they figure out they're not really different, they're just an empath?
Well, number one, get your nutrients replenished. Feel better by getting your iodine, magnesium, potassium replenished. Eat more protein. Co-mingle with other ultrasensitives, and you'll know one when you find one. You can't tell by looking because we look like everybody else, and they're in most of the unsuspecting places. They could be the football player, the professional football player. They could be your police officer. They could be your healer, but not always your healer. Not all ultrasensitives, not all healers are ultrasensitives, but all sensitives are healers. So there is a difference, so beware. So use your intuition, because us ultrasensitive empaths, We are intuitive. We have psychic mediumship abilities. We are magical energy workers, both receivers and transmitters of energy. We're energy wizards. So you are an energy healer of all sorts. And so many ultrasensitives have a tough time out there because they just can't interact because of the energies that we're surrounded with in our current society. You have to be really careful about how you feel around other people, places, and things.
Yeah.
And we have people coming to the center all the time who talk about these symptoms, and they just don't know what direction to go to, and they're very confused. And we sit down and we talk to them and let them know that they're not weird. They're just...
And you're not alone. That's the key.
That's it.
Here, just a quick one here. In my estimation, now this may surprise you, 60 to 70% of the entire general population is ultrasensitive, but most of those are dormant and don't realize what's going on. They don't know what's going on. They end up going to doctor's offices, as I said, and trying to get fixed, when in fact there's really not a lot to fix except your nutrition.
Right.
And understanding who you are and protecting yourself
There you go.
from other energies that are not conducive or congruent with yours.
Yeah, and energy fields, I'll tell you, there's energy vampires.
Oh, God.
People intent on sapping your energy, and you really have to know who you are and how to protect yourself, or else you'll get weakened. There's no two ways about it. And the weaker you are, the more you're exposed to the negative energy.
It's a catch-22.
Yes, and it's hard to get away from them once they have you in their grasp.
It's also important to note that so many ultrasensitives suffer from depression and chronic anxiety and insomnia. We talked about depression, anxiety, and all of those things. Bipolar. These are issues that plague the general population, but really, ultrasensitive people really get nailed with this. It is something we need to manage. And by the way, these things are correctable with natural medicines as well in many cases.
Yeah, there's many people out there who don't even know, are not aware. And I'm glad that we have you on the show today to talk about this.
Right.
Yeah.
All of our listeners now know another word to add to their vocabulary, the ultrasensitive empath.
That is right.
And we are there. We understand where they're coming from. They just need to understand what's happening to them so that they can get the help. I would love to have another hour of your time, and we will do this again.
Okay.
It has been a pleasure having you here today.
And mine too. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we like having people here who the audience will deserve to listen to. Believe me.
Thank you.
It's hard to get some of these people as guests because they're so busy, and we appreciate you spending the time with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And you can call the World Wellness Center 480-998-1588. That's 480-998-1588 to make an appointment or to talk to Dr. Emil. I want to thank my co-host Barbara and our board operator LJ and Jason, and a big thank you to all of our listeners, because without you we don't have a radio show. We are looking for sponsors so that we can continue doing this. Our guest next week will be Roxy Carter, a psychic extraordinary, and who will talk about her psychic gifts. Until next week, we wish you magical moments and wondrous blessings. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Barb.
Goodbye for now, and please drive safely. You're listening to Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
You hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Are you longing to be more in touch with your intuitive self? Are you searching for a direction in your spiritual journey? Are you seeking a safe place to gather with people of like minds? At the Place of Spiritual Wisdom